Hi.
Hey,
So, what are your biggest hobbies and interests?
I like writing.
Okay.
I like,
She just hit the door with her teeth. Anyway, um, okay, what do you like writing? Sorry, gotta focus.
I like writing. I write some poems. I write reflections. I've been working on a play for probably too long. And all of that stuff is sort of, I think the word I used before was investigatory.
Yeah, we don't need to revisit that word. Just kidding.
Which is to say that it's like all, I do it based on things that I'm thinking about or I'm experiencing or I'm interested in. I mean, my writing's not really about writing in one sense.
What's it about?
I mean, it's about, at its core, it's about Jesus, but you know, it ends up being about just the course of life, I guess. Yeah, so it's about sort of like thinking about certain things or certain things that I'm struggling with or dealing with, trying to put them in different contexts or in different situations, thinking about them from different angles or in the mouths of different sorts of people, just to get some sort of insight into whatever it is that I'm thinking about.
What do you mean when you say you've been working on your play for too long? What's the process there?
Well, the problem is there is no process really. It's just like, I mean, I'm writing the play I've been writing is something I've been writing about. Like, it really has been the word investigation or that idea definitely comes largely from that play. That's where it's become most obvious because it's one thing I've been working on for a long time, and that it's like I've been trying to just sort of figure out life, I guess, through writing that thing.
Yeah.
So it's been it's just been I've been working on it a long time, and the extent to which it is complete in proportion to the time I've spent working on it is pretty heavily weighted toward time worked on as opposed to extent to which it's actually completed. But none of that really bothers me. I mean, there are times that it bothers me, but when I'm sort of thinking about it and in terms of the function it has actually served, it doesn't bother me because it's just been good, a good way to express things that I'm thinking that wouldn't get expressed otherwise, and a good way of introducing people to things that I'm thinking about that they just wouldn't have any experience of and no access to otherwise, because oftentimes if I try to articulate things just sort of in a moment with somebody, it ends up sounding kind of like, so why are we talking about this?
Yeah. So how do people view you, and is that different from how you view yourself?
I think I definitely, I mean, the way people view me when they first meet me is probably somewhat true. And that there's definitely an aspect of that to my personality. If that wasn't clear from the way that I'm talking, people usually think of me as sort of aloof or intellectual or sort of like impenetrable or something like that. That's too big of a word to describe a person, especially oneself. But when you spend enough time with me, all that sort of fades away. That's whatever part of me that projects that on the beginning is not particularly attached to maintaining that perception.
Yeah.
So when you spend time with me, that falls away pretty quickly, and you realize that
You're just sweet.
just dude, yeah. Sweet's good, a better word probably.
You're just helpful.
Yeah.
What are some of the other questions? What's your biggest pet peeve? I'm just choosing random questions that I remember.
Yeah,
I liked
pet
your answer for that
peeve.
before.
I don't think I really have one. Or at least, like, I don't experience anything that's bothering me so much that I'm, like, I can sort of, like, place it in a category of pet peeve. The closest thing to one that I could give from my recent experience being married is that when somebody doesn't fill the water filter after they've drunk out of it, that sometimes bothers me in a little way, but I mean, it's not actually that big of a deal.
Does it make you think about uprooting your life and moving somewhere else?
No.
Where is your ideal place to live?
Wherever the people I love are.
You don't care so much about location?
I mean, location would be nice. Like, I don't particularly like city settings. I like places where you can walk around and get to know the people that live around you. And for whatever reason, the places where people are most clumped together seems to be where, at least in the way that we organize ourselves nowadays, the places where we're most clumped together is the places where we're most alienated from one another. Probably has something to do with competition. But yeah, it's just, we can sort of be with the people I love anywhere, so
Yeah.
whatever that is.
What's one thing you would change about your partner?
I mean, probably it's a weird question because, like, what? Oh yeah, that's sort of a weird question because I don't know.
Yeah, don't answer it. I'm too sensitive.
Well, no, but like even if there were things that I wish I could change right now or something like that. Part of what makes having a partner really, really quick. Part of what makes having a partner really valuable, and not just in terms of like a value proposition, but just like what makes it a really important and beautiful thing, is that whatever change God is making in a person, or whatever growth they are causing, because your fates are united. I mean, inevitably, the process of change that one person goes through, especially if they're doing it willingly, especially if you were doing it willingly with them, will reveal in you things that are also bad, that also need to be changed. And through the course of your partner going through a change, you will be changed as well. So like the idea, I don't know, the concept of just wanting to change something in somebody else doesn't feel like a particularly helpful way of thinking about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're almost at 9 minutes, so we should probably cut it off. Do you have any final thoughts?
Jesus is king.